My friend Sam has been a weightlifter for many, many years, and at one point he was complaining to me that he was putting a little bit on his tummy and he was getting a little fat. I hypnotized him and I told him a long, long story. There was a sculptor who sculpted the life-size sculpture, and he had come into the idea that he knew the perfect proportions for the most beautiful human body ever. The length of the toes versus the length of the fingers, the width of the forearm and the length of the shoulder and the breadth of the shoulders. And all of those numbers had all been completely computed to the most perfect human form ever. And so he sculpted this life-size sculpture in clay because he was going to cast it in bronze. And he got it finished. Every last portion was down to the micromillimeter. And so the sculptor sat with it, looked at it from all different angles, and the more he looked at that sculpture, the more he realized something was missing. And eventually he realized what was missing was life, vitality. And he wondered for a long, long time, how does he bring vitality into that sculpture? How does he bring life into it? And after a while it came to him that the only way to bring life into his sculpture was to bring life into his own life. And so this sculptor began trying all kinds of different things. He tasted different foods. He talked to people he normally wouldn't have met. He went to places he normally wouldn't have gone. He listened to music he would normally have not listened to. And he did this for quite some time. And as he's doing that, he's making subtle little changes to that sculpture. A little bit here, a little bit there. And this goes on for weeks, even months. And he finally realizes that there is no end to this. His life is going to continue to open up. There's going to be more vitality in his life, and that what he brought to the sculpture was something that was of the moment. And it turns out he was taking a shower right after that revelation, and he gets out of the shower, and he looks at his body, and he starts to laugh. And to the point where he just slides down the wall and he's just laughing uncontrollably, because when he looked in the mirror, he saw the sculpture. He had sculpted his own body as he had been changing his sculpture. So I told Sam this story while he was in hypnosis, and a few months later, he said, "You know, Wesley, I look better than I've looked in years. I don't know what's happened." And I didn't really remember telling him the story until later. And this is the power of metaphor. It can work in so many different levels unconsciously. So this has been another story from the edge of hypnosis and NLP. I'm Wesley Anderson, Doctor of Clinical Hypnotherapy.